thank you for joining us for today's session of our Pips O'Clock webinar. Today we are looking at a very important topic for Forex traders. We're looking at the topic Forex Market Times for beginners and intermediate traders. So we'll get started quickly. We have Mr. Ifeanyi Uche here, who will be taking us through our topic for today. Mr. Ifeanyi Uche is an experienced Forex trader and coach, and has been in the business for more than a decade. He's here with us and will be taking this session. During the session, if you have any question, please note your questions so that by the time he is done, he's going to take all our questions for today. Also, after a session, I have some special information to pass across to you. Please stay till the end of the session so that you can also hear all that I have to pass across to you today. So without wasting our time, I'll hand over to Mr. Ifeanyi Uche to anchor the session today. Mr. Ifeanyi.
All right. Thank you very much, Lekon. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so today we are going to run it from the Pips O'Clock blog page. So we'll be connecting from there. All right, so it's not going to be like the PowerPoint style. We'll run it from here because the topic, I actually thought of just dropping this as a piece. So I had to do it last week. So if you see the title relating to this same topic, so I encourage you to also go and read what the article is. So I'll just take my points from here and then demonstrate what we want to do so that we will all be on the same page. Okay, so now the topic is, if you can see my screen, please let me get a feedback from you. Please just type screen in the chat. If you can see my screen, just type screen in the chat. I'm sure you can see my screen. All right, beautiful. Thank you. Great. Now, topic here related to exactly what we have here, but then maybe a little twist. Trade without burnout. A guide to Forex Market Times using Forex Market Converter. Now, the reason for this, this is somewhat related to having a trading plan, because many traders could sit on their system all day doing nothing else, and at the end of the day, any little profit made is given back plus more. I remember several years ago, I found myself in a similar situation, just opening and closing trades, and then it then happened that I now had a position, GBP precisely, that's all of a sudden turned against me. Of course, I was trading without a stop loss, and so I began to struggle with that. You wouldn't believe I tell you this. I sat down on my computer, if I could recall very clearly, from 2 p.m. like today till 2 p.m. the following day, trying to see when this will come down. And I could recall then I wasn't married, so my fiancé came visiting, and she just said something that actually I don't forget that. She said, "This room is hot." In spite of, in fact, the room wasn't supposed to be hot because the fan was on and the place is cool. But the heat that was emitting from my body made the entire room very hot. That was the burnout. And so through the night, I couldn't sleep. I would just, if I tried to sleep, the thought of what could happen to my trades would wake me up. So that kept me awake all night until the following day. By exactly around 2 p.m., that was when I retired to go sleep. What happened? It was then that the account was wiped out. So when the account was wiped out, that was when I found sleep. I don't know how many of you it has happened to before, but this is part of what traders experience on a day-to-day basis. Burnout is very common among traders. So when you really think about Forex trading as a very exciting and profitable venture, there's a need for you to understand, how not to experience burnout, how to avoid burnout completely, so you'll be able to maximize your profits. I experienced critical burnout that period. All right, to the point that a lot of thoughts began to go on in my mind. And it was an interesting moment that the late Dr. Ojaba said, okay, Kisala said it happened to you too. All right, so we are on the same page. In fact, it happened to the point that the late Dr. Ojaba said, had to pass through to me to come over to his office. And by the time I got there, it was a long conversation. And all he told me was, that thing you are thinking of doing, don't do it. And of course, a whole lot of things were going on my mind, very, very critical things. And let me not say what was going on my mind, but then it was depressing, seriously. So to avoid burnout, to avoid experiencing this kind of situation, there's a need to use this tool that we want to talk about today. So we are going to be looking at understanding Forex Market Times and using this handy tool called the Forex Market Converter. So you can find it from the website there, forex.timezoneconverter.com. So we are going to use that to enhance our trading experience. So I'll just run through the points here, then we'll go over to forex.timezoneconverter.com. You can see the way it looks, so but we are going to go over to it. So now, you know that the Forex market is a 24-hour market, yes, but then there are five trading sessions. There are 5 trading sessions. If you look at the picture here, you see there are 5 here: Frankfurt, Germany, London, Britain, New York, Sydney, and Tokyo. It was a typo error, so and I even omitted that Frankfurt. I don't know what I was thinking. So there are 5 market zones, and as it operates 5 days a week, it also operates 24 hours within those 5 days. 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. In fact, late Sunday night to late Friday night. So Saturday is a free day, market close. Sunday is closed also. But when you now bring in trading holistically, I mean, you now want to combine crypto. The crypto market is the one that does not sleep at all. It runs 24/7, 365, 366. So crypto market does not sleep at all. But Forex does sleep 24 hours a day, yes, but 2 days it takes a break. Why? Because these transactions happen through banks. And the reason that crypto does not sleep is because it does not operate through your regular bank. All right, the crypto banks don't depend on anybody. There's consensus going on across the globe. So different people are connected from all parts of the world. And you know that the time zones differ. So there's no particular time you wake up and say everybody in the world is sleeping. So that's why crypto is a 24/7, 365 or 366 kind of market. Okay, so with this now, you see the markets begin to move from one market center to the next, through the time zones. Like you have Germany or Frankfurt, you have London, you have New York, you have Sydney, you have Tokyo, Japan. So they move like that. By the time I captured this, all of them were closed. Okay, so we're going to be seeing it live now and how you can set it up to use it to run your trading. Okay, so you have the Sydney session that begins from 10 p.m. GMT, and it runs all the way. If you look at this image there, you see that Sydney there is second to the last. Sydney runs from the time there, 10 p.m. and closes 6 a.m. That's the way it operates, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now, before Sydney, okay, let's use from tonight. Today is Thursday, right? So let's use from tonight. Before we go to bed by 11 p.m. GMT, if you now do GMT +1, that's West African time, that will be midnight, 12 midnight. That's when Tokyo, Japan will open. And it will run like that until about 7 a.m. GMT. Okay, and you want to say 8 a.m. GMT +1. But then Sydney, Australia begins earlier than that, an hour before that. So it runs up to 6 a.m. GMT or 7 a.m. West African time. Now, by the time it's closing at 6 a.m., that's Sydney is closing at 6 a.m., Frankfurt, Germany is opening, Europe, Berlin is opening, and then there will be a short overlap between Frankfurt and Japan or Tokyo. just for 1 hour. So by 7 a.m., you remember Frankfurt will open at 6 a.m. By 7 a.m., Tokyo will close. So just a window of 1 hour overlap. And then take note of the keyword overlap, because I'm going to be explaining it later on as we progress. Note that word overlap. So you have a 1 hour overlap between Tokyo and Frankfurt, right? While you have about 6 hours overlap between Sydney and Tokyo. And then you have from 7 a.m., okay, London, as soon as Tokyo is closing, London is opening. So now have another set of overlap between London and Frankfurt. Two of them will now run all the way till 2 p.m. In fact, before then, by 1 p.m. or 12 noon GMT, or 1 p.m. GMT or West African time, or GMT +1, New York will open. Then you now have 3 market overlaps, 3 session overlaps. Okay, so these 3 sessions, Frankfurt, London, and New York, will run together all the way until 2 p.m., just for 1 hour. 3 of them will be together for 1 hour, and Frankfurt will close. Then you will now be London and New York that will run till 3 p.m. GMT or 4 p.m. West African time. So London and New York will run together for 3 hours. Okay, so the 3 market sessions overlap between Frankfurt, London, and New York just happens for 1 hour, and then London and New York will run for 3 hours. After that, as London closes, only New York will run up till 8 p.m. when it closes. So as soon as it closes, I'm talking of 8 p.m. GMT now. When it closes, everywhere becomes so quiet and dull. It will happen tonight. Go and check it. Around that 8 p.m., the market is so quiet and calm. Then by 10 p.m., Sydney open. And that's when, usually, when markets open, there's usually a kind of move that happens. It's like everybody's in a hurry, and price could just swing, boom. Sometimes it may happen with news, So that's what you can experience with markets, with market openings. Then, as that is happening now, after about an hour, Tokyo will open. So that cycle continues like that until Friday night, when all of them will now close, and then the weekend or the day will kick in. Okay, so what use will this information be? Remember, I told you to write down that word overlap. We're going to use it shortly. So what you just have here, written there, what I just explained to you from that chart there. So now, how do you go about trading? Your best time for trading, the markets based on this information. All right, so that's why you see that word overlap has come up now. Number 1, focus on overlaps. The overlap between sessions, especially the London-New York overlap from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. GMT, all right, provide the highest liquidity and volatility. This period is perfect for new traders to find trading opportunities. Now, if you are trading and there's no liquidity, it becomes so frustrating, as in everything is just dull. Everything is just dull, and you wouldn't want a situation like that. So that's why you want a situation whereby the market just open, and it delivers. If it's 20 pips, 30 pips, you pick it, you go about other things, so that you don't just sit down there waiting for market to dance up, dance down, dance up. Sometimes, yes, we can miscalculate and enter trades like that, and it does drag, and it can be frustrating. You just want to see opportunity, grab it, and it begins to work for you, all right? Or it delivers a shocking loss rather, because you already factored it in. So rather than it drags up, it drags down, it drags up, it drags down, that can be frustrating. It prevents you even from taking more opportunities. So 2, you want to stick to major sessions. Now, I've mentioned, all the sessions. Among these 5 sessions, there are some of them that you call the minor sessions, and there are those you call the major sessions. The minor sessions include Sydney and Tokyo. Those are the two minor sessions, right? All the major sessions include Europe. In fact, Europe is not even shouldn't even considered as a major session, because whatever it does will happen when the London and New York begin to operate. So, but two major sessions called New York and London. But then, if you want to call three, you bring the Europe, Berlin or Frankfurt session. So you want to stick to the major sessions. And if you want to really get it best, so it's best you just use your mornings and do what you, in fact, the interesting thing is that those of us on this part of the world, we have the best time to trade. Those in other zones, some of them have to wake up in the middle of the night to catch the volume that we relax to grab in the afternoon. Like now, in about 1 hour's time, by 1:30, okay, local time, the West African time, there will be a series of news events coming out from the US, because the New York session will just have opened 30 minutes earlier. That means by 1 p.m., New York session opens, and by 1:30, news releases will happen. And those things tend to drive the markets. And there are some people who will be sleeping by the time it's happening. So, but for us, I mean, what would you be doing sleeping at that time? But then I still remember years ago when I still used to trade only news events. I'll set my alarm clock, and what news coming from Japan, I'll be woken up to take it. After taking it, I'll go back to bed. And then the one that will be coming up from Australia, it could be 2:30 a.m. or it could be 4 a.m. when it's about the interest rates. And then I'll wake up, I'll take it, and I'll go back to bed. And like that. So I'll now wake up maybe by 7 a.m., prepare for for the day, and then 8:30 news is coming out from the UK, and then I take it and then wait again for the one that will come out by 1:30 p.m. from New York and all that. So that cycle continue. But for those of us here now, you might decide to jettison or ignore the ones of the early mornings and focus on the overlap from 1 p.m. all the way to 3, 4, 5 p.m. Okay. So number one, I've mentioned focus on overlaps. Number two, stick to major sessions. So number three, avoid quiet periods. The quiet periods I've mentioned here now, the Japanese session or Tokyo session and the Sydney session, these periods are very quiet. Go and check it out this night if you have not done it before. Once it's 8, 9, 10 p.m., open your chart and see how fast the chart will be moving, because everybody would have closed, and those open rather are minor markets. So the market is quiet during this period. And there are some that could just use and do some scalping of 5 pips, and because they are very busy in the course of the day. So that's why I say we are blessed on this part of the world that, I mean, the market is very busy when we are wide awake, not when we want to sleep. So now, using the Forex Market Converter, so we're going to be going to website, but let's look at what we should be doing there. Be accessing the tool, we'll be selecting our time zone, and we'll identify the optimal trading times, and then set our reminders. And then after that, we will now work on the trading without burnout. Okay, and we'll come back to that shortly. Okay, let's quickly run through it, then we'll now go to the market converter. So if you want to trade without burnout, as the title of this states, you must create a trading schedule. Establish a daily routine that will include your breaks, because consistency helps you build discipline and prevent overtrades. There's a need for you to create a trading schedule. All right, so you know when it is now. There's this routine we have, like pre-planning, that's pre-trading phase, 3 phases of your routine. You have the pre-trading phase, which is when you plan, analyze, and forecast what to expect, then the trading phase, and then the evaluation phase. These 3 phases. So you can include that in your schedule. Okay, this is the time I come, I evaluate I study the markets, understand what the markets up to and what's going on, and then begin to form my own bias, that by this time I don't place a trade. That's first part. Then it's time to now come and look at all that I've analyzed, how to put them into play. All right, that's the trading phase. And then when the trades close, eventually, either you grab the maximum number of pips that make you happy, and then you're out. You place your remark. So at the end of the day, you come back to do your evaluation. Here was what happened. This was what led to my decision. And then it decision, and this is the outcome. What are the lessons you learned? You note them down. And then also, number two, limit your trading hours. In other words, focus on trading during the most volatile times, during session overlaps I just mentioned in the introduction, and so that you will avoid, trading when the market is so quiet and frustrating. In other words, avoid trading outside of the overlap periods. And I've just mentioned from 1 p.m. So for many trader who really like trading overlaps, they don't show up in the market in the morning. You just market, okay, from 1 p.m. to 3 or 4 or 5 p.m., that's when I run my trades. And then you come, you pick a trade, and you go away. And when you do this, it will reduce the risk of burnout and help you to maintain a balanced lifestyle. Because the whole essence of this is that you take your trades, make your profit, and live a balanced life. So don't allow the market to own you. The reason you are trading is because you want to own your time and your life. All right. Thirdly, use risk management tools. Implement stop loss and take profit orders to manage your risk and protect your capital. Because we call them targets. The first target is the target to cut my losses, and the next target is target to take my profit. Target to say, yes, I was wrong, so I'm out. Because of that saying. In fact, the saying that he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day applies so much in trading. Because if you want to trade, I must get it, I must win, and you remove your stop losses and throw caution to the air, guess what happens? It says either I win it or I lose it all. The latter may be the one that will play out eventually. Because initially, yes, you win it, and then or you lose it, or eventually the latter will come and wipe. The market is not your friend. Only the trend is your friend. Okay? Forces are fighting for that your little change that you're trading. Seriously. So when you implement a stop loss and take profit order system, that will help you to manage your risk and protect your capital. Right? And that will help you to also step away from your screen, knowing that your trades are being managed. So it will be unlike the experience I told you I had. I didn't use any stop loss order. So there was no way if I left the scene, I won't concentrate. So if you set stop loss and take profit orders, out of two things, one will happen. That's the probability. It's either I win or I lose. So that's why you must also run your analysis very well and at least establish a maximum percentage or statistics for winning, meaning that let your risk, your chances of winning be higher, because all of this is probability. There's nobody that can tell you, I can guarantee you it's so certain. Nobody, no trader in the world. So we speculate, and then we just use the tools we have to have more like make a guess of what I'm expecting to happen. And if it happens, fine. Just like in football or competitions. Yes, the team may be very, very good, but guess what? Most times you can't predict the outcome, right? So, except it's a child you are playing with or fighting, and then you know that this one can beat this one. But when two strong men meet, nobody can predict the outcome until you enter into the ring. All right. So, fourthly, educate yourself. Continuous learning is key. So you want to utilize educational resources to improve your trading strategies and stay updated on market trends. So that's the way you can actually see at least know when to trade. And so you now come use what you've learned, information you have to stay updated and on the trends the market decided on. And then fifthly and lastly, maintain a trading journal. Document your trades, including your entry and exits point. And then also include reasons for whatever trade you take. For example, from my analysis, I see that this market is struggling at this key level and is being a downtrend, and I can see a reversal pattern forming here or a shooting star or hammer forming here. So as a result of this, I am going for a buy. So you note it down so that even if it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, somebody can pick up that your trade journal and see the reason you took a trade 10 years ago on a particular day and what the outcome was. That's what that's what the trading journal does. And that helps you also to learn and improve and know the areas you need to work on. Okay. So quickly, let's get to the Forex Times, the Forex Market Converter. let's go to it. And okay, so here we are, forex.timezoneconverter.com, Forex Market Hours. So you want to scroll down. Now, first off, you want to set it to your own time. So for us now in Africa, we can select here. You are not just selecting West Africa, you are selecting your local where you are. I am in Lagos. I don't know where you're watching from or participating from. Maybe in maybe in the north, maybe in Abuja, or in the south or southeast. But I'm in Lagos, so I'm going to select Lagos. For example, if you look at here, you can see Africa. Scroll down, Africa. You see Africa. I'm looking for Africa. This is Africa, Bamako, Banjo. Keep going, Africa, Niamey, Africa in Jamina. Scroll up, Africa, Nairobi. I am looking for Africa, Lagos. See Africa, Lagos here. So Africa, Lagos covers for Nigeria. You can see Africa, Lagos covers for Nigeria. So I select Africa, Lagos. And now what happens that every 5 minutes, this refreshes. Now just watch it as it's refreshing because of this selection I just made now. Okay, so as it refreshes, the time will not change to our local time. Okay, good. Scroll down now. Check your time now. You see that the time has changed to 12:33. This is our local time. Today, 25th of July. Okay, now, and this will now tell you the actual time you should be expecting the markets to open and close. For instance, now we are looking at 2 market sessions are open, Frankfurt, Germany, and London, Britain. These are Europe, Berlin zone, and Europe, London zone. So see the opening time for Frankfurt, 7 a.m. and opening time for London is 8 a.m. And Frankfurt will close at 3 p.m. while London closes at 4 p.m. Nigeria time. This one now is Nigeria time. All right. So now, if you're watching from Ghana, yours, of course, you choose Accra rather, and yours will show 3 p.m. and 2 p.m. 3 p.m. for London and 2 p.m. for Frankfurt. And if you're in South Africa is 1 hour ahead of Nigeria, 2 hours ahead of the GMT. So that means that this one will be showing you 5 p.m. That's for London, Britain, while the Frankfurt will be showing you 4 p.m. Okay, your local time. If you select that's your time zone, right? Okay, so you can see now what we will now be waiting for 1 p.m. local time to show up, and then all these 3 markets will be on. And as the 3 of them are on, that is the overlap we are talking about. So market sessions overlap. Currently, there are 2 sessions overlap right now, Frankfurt and London. So by 1 p.m., there'll be 3 markets overlap, or 3 sessions overlap. London, Frankfurt, and New York. And the volume is usually massive compared to the other market sessions that will operate individually. Okay, so once you understand this, if you look at this now, 4 p.m. So by 4 p.m., London will close. Then only New York will run. So grab whatever you can grab from 1 p.m. all the way to 4 p.m. That's about 3 hours. Okay? And once it's 4 p.m. local time here, you tell the market, all right, thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Rather than you sitting down there and burn out. So this chart helps you to deal with that. Okay? So with that, you now know, for me, I don't need to trade here, except for, of course, if it is news I want to trade, then I can wait for the calendar. Of course, I go to the economic calendar to know what news will be coming out from around this time, Australia, because Australia never released. Literally, Australia and Tokyo and Japan are the ones controlling these 2 zones. The Bank of Australia is open. By this 11 p.m. here, our local time is about 8 a.m. The 8 a.m. or thereabouts, the local time there in Australia. And this 12 a.m. is about 8 a.m. there in what's it called now? In Tokyo. So you want to work around these times and avoid burnout. So once it's 4 p.m., you are done. So you can plan with this. You can plan with this. And so that's about it. In conclusion, trading in the Forex market offers exciting opportunities, but it's crucial to trade smart to avoid burnout. By understanding Forex Market Times and utilizing tools like the Forex Market Converter that I just showed you as a trader can optimize your trading schedules. You can focus on high activity periods, set a structured routine, and use risk management strategies to enhance your trading experience. And by following these guidelines, you can trade more efficiently and profitably, ensuring a sustainable and enjoying trading career. From the Pips O'Clock team, as we are committed to helping you succeed as a trader, irrespective of your level of experience and skill, I want to wish you a very, very profitable experience, even as you use these tools. If you have any questions, the floor is open for you. You can either type it or you can mute and ask your questions. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Ifeanyi Uche. Does anybody have any question? If you have your question, you can unmute or put your question in the chat. As for me, I have a question already. And the question is, what instruments should one seek to trade to take advantage of the volatility in the overlapping sessions?
Okay, so what instruments should one trade? Now, we are talking about from 1 p.m. the New York session. Okay, let me start with, you start with the London session. Okay. During the London session, of course, focus on just GBP USD and Euro USD, because around that period, also the Frankfurt session too. So Frankfurt, London, focus on Euro USD, GBP USD, because around that time, if you check on the economic calendar, let me see if I can open a Forex Factory, or FX Street economic calendar. Around that time too, you see that news also news events are released, okay, from these two countries, these two zones. Okay, like now, okay, this one, let me just maximize this until this entire week. Okay, so now if you look at let me just pick a day. Okay, let's look at yesterday. You see 8 a.m. Euro events coming out. There's a speech. These are just events for the Eurozone. Now this morning by yesterday morning, Wednesday, right? Okay, from midnight all the way midnight, you have events from Australia. Assuming you want to trade this session, of course, what other instruments should you trade other than the AUD USD and other AUD pairs? AUD JPY, AUD USD, and so on. If it's coming from Japan around that time too, for GBP JPY, USD JPY, CAD JPY, Euro JPY, because when the news events are released, they will impact more on those instruments. Now, if you now look at still in the morning on Wednesday, there you see Eurozone, everything coming out from Europe. What should we be focusing on? Because these things affect the euro. So you want to look for Euro USD, Euro CHF, Euro GBP, Euro JPY, Euro CAD, and everything that has to do with Euro. Of course, even because Euro USD and the GBP USD also tend to move in the same direction sometimes, not all the time, right? You want to also include GBP USD. Because from 9 p.m., remember that this session we're talking about now has to do with the two sessions are overlapping at this time. During this time now, we're talking about from 8 o'clock, all right? Two sessions are overlapped at this point. So GBP USD, Euro USD should be in play. Even USD JPY sometimes can also play out here, but focus mainly on these two, Euro USD, GBP USD. Of course, if you want to try other prospects of GBP or Euro, like Euro CHF, Euro JPY, GBP CHF, JPY, if you understand them, then you can also trade them there. But then by the time you now get to the afternoon, when New York has been included, of course, still these same instruments are still there. But GBP, JPY can also come handy, particularly when news comes out, because when news comes out, the impact can also be heavy on JPY. So GBP, JPY, Euro JPY can also come to play. But primarily focus on the majors there, Euro USD, GBP USD, and of course, what's it called now? USD CAD and co. Now, another instrument you may want to take quality advantage of is gold. Gold thrives well during these sessions, particularly the New York session, because gold is pitched against the US dollar. I believe that answers the question.
Thank you
Any
so
other
much
question?
for for that. Any other question? Does anyone have any other question? Any question for Mr. Ifeanyi today? Okay, there's another question. What should one look out for in Forex Factory sites when a news is coming out, let's say by 1:30, that would define the market direction, okay?
Okay, so let's head to Forex Factory. The same thing you could also get from FX but let's go to Forex Factory. Though this session is not about news trading, but let's quickly deal with it. Now, today, by 1:30, see the two, if you look at the one in red, those are focusing on, come there for the numbers here. Very important. You want to focus on numbers. Primarily, I will recommend, if you don't trade the news, calendar to plan rather than trade. How do I mean? You just mark it there. Okay, there will be news coming up. Now, if you have been following any of our signals on our Telegram channel, you see sometimes I tell you news is ahead. Maybe you want to close this position or you want to lock it up. Now, the reason is that when news is released, it will not respect your technical analysis. Your technical analysis will only adjust after the news has moved the market. So the market moving after news release is not because of what you have analyzed technically. So that's why it's called fundamental analysis. When you say something is fundamental, you know that it is basic, all right? It determines the course of the rest of whatever it is. So at this point in time, if you are not good, if you are not trained in trading the numbers, because there's what you call news trading, there's what you call trading the numbers. So in this case now, if you are talking of trading the numbers, then I can quickly tell you, I have two numbers here. If you can see the screen here, you have 243K, which was the previous last week, 243,000 people filed for unemployment for the first time last week. All right, in the US, there's the unemployment claims. When people lose their jobs, they can file for claims, social security, and also for tax exemption. I'm no longer working, please don't tax me. It's not, it's a place where taxation is serious. If you evade taxation, you can go to jail. So people who have to file is serious, it's a serious matter. So about 243,000 people filed for unemployment last week. Compared to the week before, it was less. Now, analysts now have analyzed and the forecast now is that this week, the number that will likely file for unemployment claims will be less than last week, 247,000 this week. So now, what are you looking for if you want to trade the numbers? What you'll be looking for now, if the number that will be released here, this blank space now, by 1:30, if the number is higher than this forecast, if it's higher than that forecast of 237K, then it is positive for the US dollar, meaning that the fewer people have filed for claims, because when claims are filed, government loses money. The currency also tends to depreciate. That's the reaction. Investors become averse. So if the number is lower than the forecast, it's good for the currency. But if it is higher than the forecast, then if it's good for the currency, it means that the US dollar will react positively to it, most likely. That is if it has not been priced in. And what will happen then? You see a GBP USD going down if it is positive for the US dollar, if the number is lower than the forecast. So you see a GBP USD going down, because going down means that it's going to take fewer US dollars to purchase 1 unit of the pound sterling. Now, if it is higher than the forecast, meaning that more people have filed for claims, it means that, hey, investors may want to run to dump the dollar. So at that point, you may see a GBP USD or Euro USD going up. So you want to buy the Euro USD or buy the GBP USD, dumping the US dollar. That's just to explain that question, though we are not talking on trading numbers, okay? So, but then on the other hand, how else can you deal with this? The other way to deal with it is, there's a news coming by 1:30 and you are trading, you have open positions. Probably by the time it's 1 p.m., you want to close your positions, or if you have positive trades running already, you could move your stop loss to entry, at least break even. just in case anything happens, at least no loss, no gain. All right. Or because you must always learn to set daily targets, then you could also just collect your profit 20 pips, 30 pips, 40 pips, and stay away and wait for the news to be released. After the news, the market will define its trend, whether it is going to be trend continuation or trend reversal. I believe that answers the question. Any other question, please? If it's clear, please confirm
There's
if
another question. What is it?
please confirm clarity of the answers I just gave.
Okay. Is it clear? Amaki. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please confirm if the response is clear. While you are doing that, there's a follow-up question. What is the best currency pair to use for US unemployment claims? Yes,
Okay,
good now.
I said to trade that, focus on the majors: Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, USD CHF. Focus on the majors mainly, because we are talking about beginners and intermediate traders here. Focus on the majors: Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CHF, and USD CAD. Of course, if I focus on those ones, okay, if you're advanced, you cannot extend it to other pairs: AUD USD, SZD USD. Best focus mainly on these four: Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CAD, USD CHF, USD JPY rather. If the release figure is higher, not than the previous one, the previous, yes, sometimes too, it can affect being higher than the previous one can also be a factor. It can also be a factor. That is like, okay, I was explaining here now. If the release figure, I was actually comparing the forecast and the actual eventually, but sometimes the actual can be equal to the forecast, all right? And investors may begin to dig deeper into the numbers. Like I said, trading the numbers is a different topic on its own. Probably we'll find a way to deal with it in a future webinar. Trading numbers is a different ballgame on its own. So sometimes investors can begin to dig deeper into the numbers, and that is when they might ignore the actual and begin to focus on what has happened previously. Because sometimes the previous numbers can be revised before the release of the new one. So there's a whole lot that can play out there. And of course, too, sometimes too, it depends on if the event has been priced into the market, have been priced in before the release. How do I mean? Sometimes the market will have started falling before the release, the event that will cause the market to fall. And if that happens now, you'll be waiting for the market to fall, and instead of it falling, it begins to go up. Why? Because the falling has been priced in before the release of the events that says the market should fall. I hope it's clear.
Thank you. We're gradually getting to the end of today's session, and I quickly want to share more information with you. Pips O'Clock, we are the organizers of this webinar, and we have the webinar weekly, or you can always check the next webinar in the Pips O'Clock member area. To get to the Pips O'Clock member area, just go to pipsoclock.com and click on login. Then log in with your email address and then your Pips O'Clock password. If you have forgotten your password, you can just click on the forgot password link and it will guide you to recover access to the Pips O'Clock member area. I beg your pardon. And we have event page where you can see upcoming events, and then you can register and get the details of our upcoming events. I just want to quickly share with you that Pips O'Clock has a membership plan. If you log in, you would already see the membership plan that you are on. Those that are joining us, registering for the first time, they get a free membership. They get to have access to basic free education. But to really enjoy all that we provide in the Pips O'Clock community, you need to either be a basic member or an elite member. If you log in and you currently have the basic membership and you did not pay, it will be because either you've made a deposit before on your Skilling account or you are on a trial of the basic plan. What this means is if you have not yet made a deposit into your Skilling account, it means that you would soon lose the basic membership of Pips O'Clock, and then you would have to pay for it. But for everyone who have made their first deposit into their Skilling account, they automatically get our basic membership. So the difference between our basic membership and our elite membership is that you get a discount on the products that are available in the store, in the Pips O'Clock store. Now, we are partners of Skilling. We recommend that our members trade with Skilling. Number one also is that they have a very good and superior trading condition, and you have access to a whole lot of instruments if you want to trade Forex, CFDs, cryptos, metals, indices, whatever it is you want to trade, foreign company shares and all that. They are all available on the Skilling platform, and the spreads are good from 0.1, and um you know, from 0.1 you get a very good and competitive spread, and then the platform is very good, very good. You have a couple of platforms. You have the MT4, then there's the Seed Trader platform. If you have not traded on the Seed Trader platform, try it out. Maybe just place some demo trades on Seed Trader and you see how beautiful it is, and then you can trade directly from your Skilling member area. Skilling is also working to bring on MT5 that should be available sometimes in the course of this year. And the Skilling customer service is top notch. You can either send an email to support@skilling.com if there's anything you want the customer service to deal with, or you can also send a message to us and we can help you facilitate anything you want to be done. We can also help you to achieve that. That's why we are here. And I already said Skilling is licensed and regulated. Another benefit is that you have leverage. You have up to 1,000 for leverage. For those that have not made that deposit, if you are here, you have not made a deposit into your Skilling account before, there's a $30 welcome bonus for you when you deposit $25 and above. So if you deposit $25, you get an additional $30, and then that gives you a starting capital of $55. You can withdraw your profit. You can't just withdraw your own money, and so you can't trade only with just the bonus in your account. There's also another bonus which is a 100% exclusive bonus. This is available to just Pips O'Clock members. So if you deposit from $50, you get a 100% bonus. To get this, just deposit into your account, send us an email, send us a WhatsApp chat, and we'll facilitate that bonus for you. It's exclusive for Pips O'Clock members. Also, if you are not on our Telegram channel, just go to t.me/Pips O'Clock. On our Telegram channel, you get a whole lot of things. You get access to different information, and then signals. So there are free signals. Today we've released I think one, two thereabout signals. And then you get quick updates on the signals. You know when to get out of the market, when to move your stop loss to break even and secure your profit pips that you might have gotten. So you get a whole lot of information on our Telegram channel. So join our Telegram channel, t.me/Pips O'Clock. That's our general Telegram channel. Then we have an exclusive members channel. To get access to that, log into the Pips O'Clock member area and you go to Forex Signals. Then you see the links to the different channels that you can join and be a part of. Okay, so that's the end of the information I have for you today. I really want to appreciate you once again for taking the time to be at this webinar. If you have joined late, we started around 12 p.m. It's a 1 hour webinar. Please log into the Pips O'Clock member and register for our upcoming events. So we have a couple of already scheduled webinars. You see the topic. Once you register, you also get an email, and that email will contain the access information for those events. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us today. Till we see you next time. Please enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any inquiry, you can check our website, pipsoclock.com. Go to the contact us page. You'll get our phone number or our WhatsApp number. If you are the WhatsApp type, in fact, you get round the clock response on our WhatsApp. Even in the middle of the night, if there's something you want us to deal with, send us a message on WhatsApp and you get a response within a very short time. So we are always available. And also make sure you are always checking the weekly news review, the analysis that we release. All these are good guides that will help you with your trading decision and all that. So keep winning, keep trading, and see you another time. Bye bye for now.